All right, so yes, we got Vitaly. Just lost everything from Jamari. Let's see what's going on. You know, I know he came back about a year and a half ago, whatever. Okay, been doing this thing, I guess. Let's see what he got going on now.
So years ago on YouTube, back when the pranking genre was the hottest trend around, you had a YouTuber named Vitaly who found himself at the top of the mountain.
Should I sit back with you?
No.
My wife was pregnant and she fell down the stairs. I mean, I kind of pushed her, to be honest.
And this is my friend Yusuf. He's gonna check it out. And if you see this, my channel is Vitaly ZD TV.
He's crazy, man.
Getting hundreds of millions of views, starring in his own movie, and raking in millions of dollars. Now after a while, the genre...
Well, he used to be huge. Him, Roman Atwood. Yeah, they used to be huge. Who else was in that picture? I didn't even see who else was in that picture.
Would cannibalize
they
itself.
used to be big.
All these other YouTube pranksters that you see, they're all fake. And let me tell you a little bit about these. Number one, FouseyTube. You're the biggest bitch on YouTube. You're a crybaby. You had guts to say that 99% pranks are fake. Yeah, because 1% real is me.
The internet would move on, and Vitaly would ruin his public image in a variety of ways. With the most damning being a criminal offense where he attacked this random woman who was out jogging in public, striking her in the head multiple times, and leaving her with injuries so severe that I cannot show her image in this video.
Was he gonna say that was a prank too? Wrong with this dude, man?
Girl, for no reason, no one's gonna forgive me about this.
Random jogger female. He came to her, tried to give her a hug. She refused, and then he started punching.
Now after that, Vitaly
It's
would
insane.
disappear for a couple of years from the internet, but he would later return as an IRL streamer. At first doing
I might be on cap. I didn't even know he did all that, bro. I remember seeing that mugshot, but I didn't know that that's what he did. That's insane, bro. What is this dude thinking?
his usual thing, harassing people out in public.
Can I see you? Can I see you? Get the out of here.
But over time, he would
Wow.
turn into one of many vigilante catchers, although he did this in a very unprofessional way, often beating or humiliating these people for online brownie points, which would of course result in botched operation after botched operation, to where these
That's where those people get free. That's what Jhnakin was talking about. You know, we be saying his. That's what he was talking about for real.
nasty guys could walk away without facing any sort of legal justice, leading many people to question Vitaly's true motives. Like even the police themselves criticized the stupid ways that he was moving, all for the sake of his own content. Now, regardless of this criticism, many people still felt that what he was doing was a net positive for society, and so he began to regain public favor online for around the last year. But now Vitaly has gotten himself into a Johnny Somali type of situation, going overseas to the Philippines,
What'd he
and
do?
potentially ruining what was left of his career and his reputation. So essentially, Vitaly was going out in public harassing random unassuming people. This was one of the clips that really went viral.
I'm gonna fucking rob you if you keep walking away. I want to give you money. No, okay. No. Okay, because you got a COVID mask, you liberal. Go get your vaccine. Trying to give you money, but all right.
Bro, why do people think that they can just go to other countries and do whatever they want, say whatever they want, like it's their own? Bro, you can't do that, bro. It's a whole nother set of rules. How you gonna tell someone I'm gonna rob you and think you're gonna be straight? And you might be able to get away with that here, but everywhere you can't get away with that, don't play.
And you guys will see this kind of becomes a running theme throughout the video. Vitaly thinks that just because maybe he gives out some money or does some good deeds, that in turn he can just act however he wants. He can threaten people out in public. He can mess with random police officers. He can steal things from malls. He can drive recklessly through the streets. When obviously, just because you do some good deeds, it doesn't mean you can just be a total asshat for the rest of your life. Here I just wanted to show you guys more clips of him harassing people out in public, including several police officers.
Can I shove this up your booty?
What?
Is that okay or no?
What?
Okay.
Huliin mo, kuya. Huliin mo yan. Huliin mo yan.
He's not chasing me, boss. I want you to chase me.
So as you guys can see, the authorities over in the Philippines...
Bro, how old is this guy? He looks like he about 40, bruh. How you 40 years old acting like this? This is wild work.
Seem to be a lot more
At some
reserved
point, you
than
gotta
what we have
grow
here
up,
in
right?
America.
Look at that ass. I'm gay. Autistic. I'm autistic.
So yeah, basically this
Oh
guy is just
my
pushing 40
God.
years old, making a complete ass
Wow. This dude is a fool, bro. How you that old acting like that? What?
of himself out in public.
Can I give you a kiss? No, I have a question for you. I'm the new general in town, motherfuckers.
Another running
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. He might not make it back home.
theme here seems to be that
He
he
might not
thinks
make
that
it
he
back.
can treat the authorities
What?
over in the Philippines with the utmost disrespect.
Dispatch, I'm a homosexual.
And to me, it's just like, at what point does your brain mature past the age of like 12 years old? Like, how long is he gonna do this same bit
Yeah,
that he's been doing
I don't
for
even
well
know.
over a decade?
20-year-olds
and still
don't
get
act
his
like
jollies
this.
out of it.
I told you, Vitaly's back. Real king.
And here in this next clip is when one of the alleged crimes occurs,
Okay.
as Vitaly appears to steal this LED mask right from the mall.
Shangri? Shangri. They won't recognize me.
They're gonna call more security with that one. It's fine.
I look like a different person.
They're gonna call security because you got that.
And it's almost like he's getting a kick out of the fact that he's breaking more and more laws. He's also being a complete idiot by following in Johnny Somali's footsteps and live streaming the entire thing, literally incriminating himself and giving the authorities there
Bro.
the evidence they need to actually indict him.
No, yes.
And I just truly have to
Wow.
wonder, who sits at home for hours on end and
Wow.
actually enjoys digesting this type of
Wow.
content? Like, can you imagine?
Bro. Hey, I already know he gonna get caught. He not making it back. He's not making it back to the States. He's gonna get caught before then. Man, he about to be in some serious trouble, bro.
Imagining your
If he's
formative
still over
years
there,
being raised by this type of idiot.
Things are gonna end bad. I'm gonna get arrested. Oh no. Oh no, mommy. Oh no, mommy. I'm gonna get arrested.
And honestly, for
he was
Vitaly,
40
that would not age
years
well at all.
old.
Hello. That's my only fan left in the chat. I buy this from the store.
Shangri-La po ito. Saan po yung Shangri-La?
Dadali ba sa araw with sir?
Here, film yourself. Let me see.
Oh my God, so many laws have been broken today.
And as it turns out, his buddy there was
Who is the
absolutely correct.
cameraman?
Here's just a bonus clip of him driving recklessly through the streets of the Philippines. So the idiot is kind of just running around racking up charge after charge. Obviously, the people of the Philippines were not happy after all this started going viral.
dude
They
is
even
an
started this
idiot.
petition. Never seen such arrogance. Russian YouTuber Vitaly came to Wii Sports, disrespected our local staff, refused a safety helmet, then ran away, and told his livestream followers to destroy our business with fake reviews to 1 star.
No, I'm gonna make a lesson out of him because I was nice to him. He lost.
No.
That's his. Are you sure that's his? I don't want to destroy someone's business. That's his. Wii Sports. Go leave a Yelp review. 1 star.
They say they have video proof of everything, but that they are unfortunately getting review bombed, saying that it's not only pathetic, but illegal, disgusting, and this person
Look at that dude's name, bro. No way.
should really get taught a lesson, which obviously I completely agree with. And so on the actual petition, it's been signed by around 3,100 people, and this is all in an effort to ban Vitaly from pretty much all social media. They say Vitaly verbally assaulted a Filipino instructor with vulgar, sexually degrading remarks.
So Nini's position is always in this area.
Yeah. You want me on my knees? I like this.
Nini's position.
Like that? You want me to like ride you like a reverse cowgirl? Okay.
And then obviously he refused
This
to
dude
follow
is
these
insane,
mandatory
bro.
safety rules.
We need to learn
No
first
way.
the technique of this kind of words.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, sir?
Oh, yeah, teach
Prob,
me.
it's okay. Prob, if we're already there, we're gonna be practicing in 5 minutes to understand how to take off the words.
And it's funny because their evidence is literally just his own live stream. So yeah, now they basically are requesting him to be banned on all socials, and they essentially want to ban and blacklist him from re-entering the Philippines, calling him a threat to public dignity and safety. And my guy down here actually had 2 video replies that I absolutely loved.
People like Vitaly need to be banned. What an idiot.
And I gotta say, while that message was short, it was also very wise from our buddy here. And this other American Voyager content creator would actually show up to confront Vitaly about his behavior.
Why are you asking you why even make that content? Genuinely, because like I'm speaking up for a large majority of people.
Shut the. Do whatever I want. What are you gonna follow me?
I'm not gonna follow you.
I swear to God, bro.
A real conversation.
I don't want to have a conversation. I don't want to have a conversation with you, bro.
That's fair. You don't want to have a conversation with reality. You
want to have a conversation with reality? What have you done in your life that's positive, bro? What have you done? Show me proof.
I'm not a lolcow online fucking with people.
Oh, so you came to press me, yeah?
No, I came to have a genuine conversation.
And your genuine conversation, what? I'm telling you exactly what's going on.
And so it's kind of just the same sentiment that people had for Johnny Somali, like, hey dude, you're coming here and acting like a total asshole, and you're gonna end up setting this precedent for all the other live streamers that are trying to actually, like, be good and show the better parts of these different countries and their culture. Now they're gonna start putting us all into this really bad pigeonhole.
And what do? You haven't watched all my vlogs?
I haven't watched your streams, you're a piece of shit, and I came here to say that to everybody. You're a literal piece of shit.
Perfect, amazing. Jesus loves you too. Let's go. Don't before I knock you.
You're not gonna knock me out.
Oh yeah? What are you gonna do?
I guarantee you're not gonna knock me out.
Yo, back off. Oh, what are you gonna do about it?
And I love how he goes from sarcastically saying, oh, Jesus loves you too, to now like, I'm gonna knock you out in the span of about 5 seconds.
I don't have security either. I'm literally just as big as you.
Okay, cool.
You don't need to solve shit with violence, bro. Words are.
I'm trying to walk away from you, and you're trying to follow me, so you're harassing me.
I'm calling you out for being a piece of shit.
Okay, I am a piece of shit. Congratulations.
Come here and you
okay, what are you gonna do about it?
I'm not gonna do nothing.
So stop following me.
I'm here speaking for the Filipino people.
Yeah.
When I say you're not gonna come here and the locals for views.
So yeah, big shout out to this guy for going out and standing up to Vitaly for
He's standing on business, bro. I just don't get why there's people like this, bro. And the people that eat up this type of content, bro, they're part of the problem as well. This is a two-way street, bro.
People, and really in the name of all the people with sense on the internet, I will definitely be including his channel in the description down below, and this is where we see Vitaly actually face the consequences for his actions. Russian YouTuber Vitaly, who harassed and disrespected Filipinos while filming at Bonifacio Global City, was caught by police officers in front of a hotel along Seaside Boulevard in Pasay City, and as you guys can see, even in his mugshot, this guy shows absolutely no remorse. He has this big old smirk on his face. And it's pretty clear at this point that Vitaly just sees himself as some sort of untouchable figure. Like, even when they brought him into the actual police station, the guy does not seem to be taking it very seriously.
Vitaly
Yes.
Yeah. Good evening. Okay, this is your Miranda rights. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to remain silent.
So they read him his Miranda rights while he continues to smirk and even make kissy faces at the camera. It's obvious that he thinks this entire thing is kind of just a big joke, and he likely thinks that maybe he will just get deported at this point, and that they'll essentially just want to make this someone else's problem. Then they would actually hold a public press conference for Vitaly. In a lot of ways, I think they're trying to more or less make an example out of him. Today, Vitaly was dragged out in cuffs for a public press conference in the Philippines after his arrest on multiple criminal counts. This will absolutely disincentivize nuisance streamers. Huge W in fighting these criminals. Other nations take note. Philippines did it right. And this account claims that the charges he was arrested on include unjust vexation, which essentially seems like disturbing the peace here in America. They say he was also arrested for alarm and scandal and attempted theft. And so even in the press conference, it was obvious that Vitaly was still not taking the...
My thing is like, if they just... I feel like if you just deport him up out of there, does that solve the situation? Nah, because people are just going to keep coming back and doing the same thing. It's just going to be someone different in a different capacity. The only real way that you can make an example, you put them behind those bars. You say, you ain't getting out. You're not getting out for a while. You got to sit down and do your time. That's the only way that you can actually mitigate the situation. You know what I mean? From happening again, because then people are like, oh, they don't play. But if they just arrest you, you're there for a couple of days, now you go back to your country, you're just not allowed to come back here. Whoa, like, who cares at that point, right?
This very seriously. This man here in the front would essentially say that they plan to make an example out of Vitaly, that they plan to hold him there in the immigration detention facility, and that essentially they're not just going to deport him and in a lot of ways like kind of go light on him, and they're going to exercise all their power to make him go through hell and not just give him a pass with deportation. As you guys can see in this next clip, Vitaly would continue with his antics, as he would give himself a small round of applause when they would play some of the clips of him harassing people out in public. And so obviously the guy has absolutely no respect for the Philippines nor their people. Like, even just walking into the courtroom that day, it seemed like he tried to have like this Tate Brothers coded photo shoot where he does the infamous hand sign. And it's just beyond obvious that he's not taking this seriously at all. And to me, it almost seems like he thinks he's sort of badass for going out in public and acting like a complete asshole. Breaking all these different laws and disrespecting all these different people at his big age.
He's doing that because he's so used to just getting a slap on the wrist and just getting out. If we're being honest, that's why he's like this. That's why he's like the way he is now. Because he's never essentially really been in trouble outside of that one incident. But still, look at that. He was only gone for a couple months. It felt like a couple months, maybe a couple years, and he's out. Of course they're going to keep doing that because there's no real punishment. What if that's here or if that's been elsewhere? There's really no real punishment or consequence for what he's done. So that incentivizes other people to do the same. People are going to feel the same way. Well, if they're not really getting in trouble that much, I feel incentivized to do the same thing.
Like, if anything, they should honestly put him behind bars for like 30 years, and the offense should be making so many people cringe. Even the tourism secretary over in the Philippines would have some choice words for Vitaly.
The Department of Tourism strongly condemns any abuse by any tourist. Our country is well known for its unparalleled hospitality. We fully support our law enforcement agencies, including the Bureau of Immigration, in ensuring that the offending tourist is able to be meted out with a concomitant penalty under the law and suffers the consequences of having mistreated Filipinos in the country.
So yeah, she essentially said in this case we're not going to fuck around, and basically we're going to set the precedent that we don't want this happening all the time. I mean, it is really Johnny Somali that kind of opened up this can of worms, where these IRL streamers think they can go to these foreign lands and kind of just treat people however they want, while also breaking their laws and completely disrespecting their culture. And while it is nice to see some good old-fashioned civilian justice from time to time, seeing them face actual legal consequences in the country where they're actually harassing people is likely what it will take to detour more of these idiots from replicating this type of behavior. And so when this all went down, pretty much everyone online kind of unanimously agreed that Vitaly was a douchebag, but of course you had that fool Myron from Fresh and Fit standing up for him.
Oh my goodness, bro. Let's see what he said. Let's see what he said, bro. This dude... Bro, what?
He says, wow, what the fuck? Vitaly is a good guy. It bothers me to see this happen to him after he made such a huge change for the better in his life. He stopped drinking, drugs, was catching really bad PDFs, and was growing fast on Kick. Then he was creating problems in the Philippines by being a nuisance streamer like Johnny Somali. And here's the kicker, because you know these guys can never take accountability. He says, I don't know whose idea this was at Kick. This was an awful move to put one of their top streamers in serious trouble. As if Vitaly is not a grown man who's almost 40 years old.
Wait, so they're saying that he's saying that Kick made him go there and do that?
Running around himself making these idiotic decisions. But no, let's blame some random people at Kick, like if they went into his mind and controlled his fucking body. This press conference proves it's obvious the Philippines is going to try to make an example of Vitaly, which is great. I hope Vitaly gets out and makes a U-turn in his content. He is talented and does not need to make problematic content like this to get views. And honestly, guys, I had no problem with the video.
He's technically not wrong. He does not need to make content like that to get views, bruh. I mean, in essence, he's an OG of YouTube, bruh. I'm quite sure if he took another path, he'll still have a great following. He'll still do that. But it's the fact that he's always trying to continue with that same problematic content and trying to one up, do something worse, do something more, do something that get more attention. Why? It's I don't know.
Vigilante justice that he was bringing in America against the PDFs, but at some point it almost seemed like it was more for the content and more for the got you moments than for these various people to actually be charged with a criminal offense. And so to me it kind of defeats the purpose of the positive action. Like, this is yet another great example of that. This guy says, it's wild how all the media in the Philippines is highlighting the mistakes Vitaly made. My guy, it wasn't a mistake. It was straight up harassment. It was him straight up going out and being an absolute clown. But ignoring everything good he did while he was there. Nobody's perfect. Give the man some credit. He buys this little girl some shoes.
But you see why he does that? Because he knows that there's people on the other end. So if he does something good, if he does something bad, remember he did something good, so it offsets that. If he does 2 good deeds, it offsets 1 bad doing. I don't know, bro. I feel like people are so easily controlled, bro. Like it's simple, bro. It's like, yeah, he's doing good things as well, but he's also doing things that go against the law. Does that mean that if he goes and knocks someone out because he bought 10 people shoes or he bought a house for someone, that he doesn't get in trouble? Come on, bro. You gotta look at it. It goes both ways. Good people can end up in jail too for making mistakes.
Or no?
He then goes and buys these 2 kids some cell phones.
She has a phone? No. So we'll buy 2 phones for them regular, yeah? So you can communicate. Yes.
And then, of course, he just does the classic where he straight up hands out money to random people. I feel like oftentimes a lot of these guys who go around giving out money or buying things for people on camera, all for the content, basically it seems like they feel like that's just going to exonerate them from all their other bad behavior. To me, it just kind of puts a blemish on everything positive that you're doing. But either way, we're going to have to see what happens with Vitaly. I don't know. This guy just has something very twisted in his head.
I feel like he'll just get
let him
deported.
Come back after what he did to that woman.
I don't think
and at this point, to me,
happen.
he's much worse than someone like Fusi, who obviously has had his fair share of idiotic moments, his fair share of blunders. But yeah, with a lot of these guys, it's just like, dude, you're getting pretty old. I think it's time to get off the internet, or at least time to stop with these antics. But either way, y'all let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think that they're going to detain Vitaly over there for quite some time? Do you think he'll end up being kind of scot-free of all of this? I want to know in the comments, but as always, also want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. But as you guys know, it's been your boy, the Tan Superman, and some other idiotic streamers out here need to be covered. So I'm out. Peace.
Now, if someone regular was to do, that didn't have a following like him, was to do what he did, they would 100% detain him. But since it's Vitaly, he has his following, whatever, I definitely think, he just gets a slap on the wrist. I don't think they're going to do too much.